talk a little bit about a sweep you can use from half guard when you start using your underhook to come up and they stop you with a whizzer. I call it a barrel sweep. I've never heard it called anything else other than that half guard sweep. So let's get into it. So I find myself in my partner's half guard. I have one of her legs captured with both of mine. My primary concern is not being placed flat on my back. Now the way that she's typically going to accomplish that is by taking that arm and putting it on this face. She's going to put a cross face in and she's going to flatten my back out. If that happens, I'm no longer playing half guard, I'm getting passed in half guard. So how I would prefer to stop that particular atrocity from happening is I keep my elbows in nice and tight and I protect my head. When she comes into crossface, I'm going to catch her right here. Now one little push, and I'm going to straighten my arms. Now, if she's 300 pounds and I'm in here, and I can't push, I'm going to move my butt with a shrink. So I either move them or I move me. Either way, we end up right here. So now I have two hands on this. That's not going to stop her from pushing it forward. She really wants to crossface you. So she's going to be pushing hard into you with this arm. She might even start picking it up and down and sideways, trying to get around your arms. Just keep some pressure on this arm and you should be able to follow it pretty well. If you're concerned and they're wearing a gi, you can kind of dig your fingers into the gi. Now she can rip this arm all over creation and it's not coming any closer to me. Once I'm confident she's not going to be able to get this arm away from me, I'm going to use my top arm and I'm going to pummel with my elbow underneath her here. This is infinitely easier if she's already pushing towards you. Yeah. Right? So if she's hanging backwards, this probably isn't where I'm headed. But if she's coming forward, she's still trying to cross-face me, I'm going to take this elbow and I'm going to drive it underneath her arm, reach my hand through, and I'm going to either grab her belt if she's wearing a gi, or across her waist if she's not. Now I'm going to kick my leg, and I'm going to come up to my elbow, and I'm going to put my head right here. Once I'm on my elbow, then I'm going to come up to my hand. I'm going to get up to my knee, pulling that leg out with me a little bit. My partner's got two options here. She can grab my head, awesome, or she can put a whizzer in, or an overhook, awesome. If she chooses the first one, she's grabbing my head, I'm going to use my shoulder and I'm going to make a really exaggerated shrugging motion to throw that arm over the top. Once her hands touch the floor, I just go to seatbelt, here, and we start to attack the turtle. More likely, she's going to put that overhook in. She's got this whizzer. Now her goal is to drive my face toward the ground. That way, collapsing my frame. My frame should hold most folks for a little bit. As she's pushing down on this, she's giving me a bunch of energy in one direction. I'm going to go underneath. So my post here should hold through this whizzer as she's pushing down. I've got my post. Now when I take it away, I'm going to go underneath. Coming up on top. So I'm in the correct spot. As she puts pressure down on this whizzer, that drives us both forward toward the ground. I'm going to use that energy to take my post away, and I'm going to go underneath her shin. I like to try to grab down by her foot, but really anywhere in that area works pretty well. As I come underneath, my shoulder is going to be the first thing to touch. As I do, I can't stop there. If I go through and I touch that shoulder and I just sit there, she's going to flatten me out. Pretty hard to sweep. So instead, as soon as my shoulder touches, I'm going to roll across my back to my other shoulder. Here, one shoulder, two shoulders. Coming up on top. I personally, when we get to here, I like to shoot this underhook, start the knee slide, and come through. One more time. I'm in half guard. I'm on my side, not my back. I'm on my side. My partner's going to try to cross face. I'm going to intercept. I'm going to put my frame in. Once I've got this frame, my elbow comes through, and I grab the belt. Pump my leg. I pump my leg. I get up. She's whizzering down hard. Ugh, I don't like it. I can't get this arm off of my arm. I'm going to take my post and put it underneath their leg. As I do, I shoulder roll through. Coming up top. So that's one way to hit the barrel sweep from half guard when they have an overhook or a whizzer and they're trying to drive you toward the floor. You can see we're just sort of agreeing with their decision to just put all of their energy in one direction. It's easier than fighting back in and attempting to fight that dogfight position. You just go underneath. I like to not interrupt people when they're busy giving me a ton of energy in one direction. It's a lot easier to just agree with their decision and make them over-commit in that direction. If you're more into the lighter, funnier side of Jiu-Jitsu on the internet, you can check out my buddy Tyler Spangler, a training partner of mine. I'll put his channel in the description down below. He's got a couple of funny videos out. Check them out, but only if you've got particularly thick skin. Alright? See you next time. Bye. I did this.